Broadcaster of the Year, and was just inducted into the Massachusetts Broadcasters Hall of Fame. Please welcome Candy O'Terry.
I got to tell you, for a bunch of broadcasters, that's the lamest applause I have ever heard. Can we try that one more time? Okay, that's good. Because you know you're practicing for when we're clapping for you for your awards, right? Hi, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Soundbites 2024. Thank you so very much for being here. It is wonderful, especially wonderful for me to be here this year. I believe this is my 10th year. And it is really one of my very favorite events because it is the chance to reconnect with all of you and to talk radio, which we obviously love to do. Last year I was in Orlando, Florida, hosting the Women in Leadership Conference, and my friend Jordan Rich was kind enough to step in for me. But there's more to that story because that same week I had been diagnosed with breast cancer. And to be very honest, this past year has been a little bit of a blur. But it has also been a giant lesson in gratitude. I'm pretty sure that never missing my yearly mammogram is what saved my life and made breast cancer very treatable for me. So many people prayed for me. So many radio folks and radio listeners prayed for me. And if you were one of them, I want to say thank you so very much. Tonight, we come together to celebrate the accomplishments of talented and dedicated broadcasters in the areas of radio and television. We will salute people in front of and behind cameras and microphones. 2024 is a momentous year because it is the 70th anniversary of the Massachusetts Broadcasters Association. Now, out in the promenade, you may have noticed the Massachusetts Broadcasters timeline, which highlights significant landmarks in our industry over the last 100 years of broadcasting in the Bay State. And I hope you've had a chance to look through some of our collective broadcasting history. Tonight, we have a full program. It's filled with guests and tributes, awards, and camaraderie ready to roll. We're very aware of your time. We know there are many morning teams in this room, so we promise to get you guys to bed on time. We're going to keep things moving along. Here are some Soundbites program highlights. We have a broadcast industry insider with us. He is a native of Connecticut. He did his undergraduate studies at Providence College and served as senior counsel to Vermont Senator Patrick Leahy. You know him by his current role as president and CEO of the National Association of Broadcasters. And he is here. He'll be speaking with you soon. Curtis Leggett is here. A hot topic worldwide is artificial intelligence. Erin Callanan, president of Enterprise Partnerships at Futuri, will share valuable insights and research about AI as it applies to media. And for the second consecutive year, we will present our Broadcast Champion Award to someone who has championed the industry in their own special way. We'll take a moment to remember some of our broadcasters whom we have lost in 2024. And we'll experience the fastest annual meeting you have ever been a part of, courtesy of MBA Executive Director Jordan Walton. This is what you look forward to, I know, every single year. Here's a treat. We're going to feature BMI artist Alex Rowan. I heard him rehearsing. He's amazing. He's got a cool connection, by the way, to Massachusetts broadcasting, which I hope he will share with you tonight. And last but not least, we will honor the best and the brightest in radio and in television with our 2024 Soundbite Awards, including our top honor, the 2024 Broadcaster of the Year Award recipient. Please give him a round of applause, but he's not getting up yet. We just want him to know what he's in for. WEEI's Joe Castiglione. And a quick reminder, if you guys are taking pictures and posting, which we certainly hope you are, just use the hashtag SoundBites2024 on all of your posts. The MBA will also be posting the results of our award winners on social media throughout the evening. So there's lots to look forward to, so let's do this. No matter how you voted, we had a historic election a couple of weeks ago. And while that election will affect everyday life in our towns, our state, and our country, the results will also impact the broadcast industry. With a Republican headed back to the White House, that same party in control of both chambers of Congress, and the FCC that will see new leadership and a Republican majority in 2025, there are concerns as well as opportunities for our radio and television stations in the year ahead. In a soundbite first, our first speaker will give us his perspective on what the next 2 years in Washington may look like for broadcasters in a fireside chat with MBA Executive Director Jordan Walton. To introduce Curtis Leggett is MBA immediate past chair and newly elected member of the NAB Board of Directors, Beasley Media Regional Vice President Northeast, and Boston Market Manager, and most of all, a role model for women in radio and broadcast in general. Please welcome Mary Mena.
Thanks, everybody. It is my great privilege to introduce our keynote speaker tonight, my dear friend and our fearless leader for our industry, Curtis Leggett. Curtis is a native New Englander, okay? You just heard that he went to Providence College. He loves the Friars. But he's really made his mark in New England for many reasons. As Candy said, that one of his first jobs right after graduating from Cornell University with a law degree, a little smart, right? He worked for Senator Patrick Leahy of Vermont, and let's hear it for Vermont. And while he was there, he worked on intellectual property, antitrust, and First Amendment issues. So so qualified for his next job to go into NAB. And when he started at NAB in 2015, he was the executive vice president of government relations. And then in 2020, he became the chief operating officer and then the CEO in 2022. We are so lucky to have someone with his leadership, his intelligence, his drive, his fight to be representing all of our local radio and television stations and our network partners and doing that fight in DC, no matter who's in office, right? So we're really very, very thankful for everything you and your amazing team does. And most of all, most importantly, as a native person from Connecticut, he didn't get that horrible trait of liking New York sports teams. He loves the Patriots, the Red Sox, and of course the Celtics, and he gave up being at the White House to be here with us today. So please join me in welcoming Curtis Leggett.
Hi, everybody. Hi. Come on up. Take a seat. Hang out with us. This is fun. I haven't done this before. Well, Curtis, welcome. Welcome home, essentially. We've got a lot to talk about. A lot going on in Washington, I guess, right? There's a handful of things going on. Want to start with the elections, if we can. Can you share a bit, as Candy mentioned, new party in the White House, Republican majority in both the House and the Senate, Republican FCC. Tell us about the election from both your perspective and that of the NAB.
I will do that. First, just a couple points of personal privilege. Can everybody hear me in the back?
Jack them up.
Can you guys hear me in the back? Raise your hand if you can hear me in the back. Are you saying yes or no?
I don't know. I can hear you just fine right here.
I feel like you've got better pickup on. How about this?
Nobody wants to hear me anyway, so here we are.
Couple of quick points of personal privilege. First off, it is an absolute pleasure to be in a room with all of you who are just doing such incredible work in the face of tremendous challenges. Every day our team at the National Association of Broadcasters wakes up in partnership with great state association leaders across the country, including Jordan, and we are thinking about how we can enable you to do your jobs better. Right? We understand that fact-based journalism, a medium that brings communities together rather than divides them, and a medium that is freely available to people of all socioeconomic stripes is a rarity in today's media landscape. The current political environment makes your jobs more and more difficult every day, and I want you to know that we are on the front lines in Washington, D.C., standing up for everything that you do. And as a native New Englander, as was said, I appreciate that work here more than just about anywhere else in the country. These stations are crown jewels, and it is really that work that motivates us to get up and do our jobs every day, irrespective of party, irrespective of time of year. We just couldn't be more thrilled to be representing you. So thank you for the audience. I do want to be honest, though, and say, had I known that the Boston Celtics were going to be in Washington, D.C. at the White House today when I committed, I'm not sure I would have made the same decision. But it's good to see that crew down there representing all of you. Because it is a really interesting time in Washington, D.C., and I think interesting puts it mildly. And I don't mean to, there's a lot of strong feelings around the most recent election. I think interesting is the most polite way you can talk about it. So please don't either take offense to it because I understate the consequences, or offense to it because I understate the opportunities, depending on which side of the political divide that you fall on. But I think interesting is certainly the best way to characterize it. For broadcasters, I think there are some significant opportunities. There is no doubt that regardless of your political preference, there are regulations on the books that currently impede our ability to invest in local newsrooms. The FCC has restrictions that are unique only to the broadcast industry, not the streaming services or satellite radio that we compete with on television or radio, that restrict the ability of one station group to have national reach should they choose to want it, to have local reach to the degree that more scale in a local market, aggregation of assets, will help better compete and put together a more worthwhile advertising proposition for our business partners and obviously for audiences. Those restrictions need to come down. These laws were written at a time where broadcasters only competed against other broadcasters, and that's just not the world we live in, and we are going to take advantage of opportunities to modernize some of those restrictions. At the same time, the recent threats by the President-elect, echoed by others in Washington, D.C., including, at times, the newly announced chairman of the FCC, Carr, to revoke broadcast licenses or to auction off broadcast spectrum or to sue newsrooms simply because of a disagreement with particular political coverage. That's a place where we as an industry need to stand together strongly and fight on behalf of our reporters who are doing the hard work every day in the face of, at times, tremendous violence and certainly a lot of very difficult rhetoric. So we will be approaching Washington, D.C., taking advantage of the opportunities that are in front of us, and I think there is a real bipartisan interest in Washington of ensuring that there is a level playing field, that our industry is not saddled with a new performance fee, that our industry is not saddled with excessive regulatory fees that are paying for services at the FCC that we don't take advantage of. We're going to take advantage of those opportunities. We are going to ensure that we're fairly compensated when our future competitors, these generative AI large learning models, are consuming our content and using it to train and to output your news. But we're going to do all of that with a keen eye on ensuring that we don't give an inch on the value of the First Amendment. So I'm excited for the opportunities, but ready to fight if there's any challenge to the ability of your reporters, your newsrooms to do their jobs.
I think you can tell that the room appreciates that sentiment. As I hope all of my radio members know, and I know for sure that our AM radio members know, Senator Markey has been a massive supporter of radio and AM radio, introducing the AM for Every Vehicle Act in 2023. Reminded essentially constantly, but most recently in Western North Carolina, where flooding and hurricanes knocked out every other means of communication of how important radio is. As we look to the AM Radio for Every Vehicle Act, what can we expect in this lame duck session as we try to get that piece of legislation over the finish line?
Well, first off, I think we're well positioned in the lame duck. To some degree, what this lame duck is going to look like, and for those who don't know the Washington parlance, that's how we describe this period between the election and the new administration and new Congress being seated in Washington, D.C. It is often a time where Congress can clear the decks on some low-hanging fruit and hopefully give a new administration, new Congress some space. I think given the current political dynamics, that is still an open question as to how productive in Washington these next few weeks are going to be as it relates to a big government funding package, as it relates to a reauthorization which needs to happen before the end of the year of certain elements of our military and national defense authorization. It's legislation Congress passes every year. And then emergency supplemental funding for the disaster relief that you described down in North Carolina and the rest of the Southeast. If Congress can come together and pass those things, I think we are very, very well situated to have the AM radio legislation attached to it. But I want to talk about why. The why is because of the work of the station owners and your listeners around this room and across the country. You know, this is an issue that started more than 2 years ago with Senator Markey sending a letter to the major automakers asking them about their plans for continuing to make AM radio available in the cars. They responded in a way that left a lot to the imagination. And as a result of that, 102 additional members of the House of Representatives followed Senator Markey's lead, wrote their own letter, and again, they answered with a lot of ambiguity, would not commit to their plans for enabling continued access to AM radio in their future newly manufactured models. So what does Congress do? Both the Senate and the House, they hold hearings. Bills were introduced in both chambers. Strange bedfellows here. I think you know about the Senate side, right? There are not many pieces of legislation co-sponsored by a liberal Democrat from Massachusetts and Ed Markey and a conservative Republican from Texas in Ted Cruz. I actually was on the phone with Senator Cruz right before coming down here this evening talking about this exact bill and where things stand. He is pushing hard within his caucus, just as Senator Markey is doing within the Democratic caucus. So suddenly this bill takes off, right? We now have 63 Senate co-sponsors on this bill. You'd hear a lot about the filibuster. That is a filibuster-proof majority, almost firmly bipartisan. We have 260 co-sponsors on the legislation in the House. What has all of that been driven by? Yes, Jordan and I have done our work advocating on the ground in Washington, D.C. and here in Massachusetts, but the work has really been driven by the 700,000 AM radio listeners who have reached out to members of Congress and told them that this is a medium they rely upon and that Congress needs to get that done. That's where those co-sponsors come from. And I say that because I think as we sit here and debate the future of our industry and the need to seize the opportunities in front of us, that realization that there is an appreciation for locally focused media, the services that you provide, especially in times of emergency. No other medium is doing that right now. Yes, we are saddled with some additional obligations as a result of it, but to the degree you ever doubt whether it's worthwhile, know that those 700,000 listeners cared enough to email, to pick up the phone. And I always tell this story because I think it illuminates it. Last year, when there was all this drama in Washington, D.C. around then Speaker Kevin McCarthy and these questions as to whether he was going to be able to stay in his position, there were efforts to oust him. We got a call from his leadership team saying, I'm getting more phone calls right now in the district about AM radio than I am about whether the speaker is going to be able to keep his job. What the heck are you guys asking for here? And how can we help? And so that's the value of your medium. I think we are really, really well positioned here, but we are only well positioned because of the work that AM stations are doing, frankly, especially in rural areas of the country that are underserved by these streaming services, that don't have the sense of intimacy with their local personalities on other mediums. AM radio really provides something special. And I'm grateful to have the opportunity to represent you on this, and I think we're well situated to get it done if Congress is getting anything done over the next few weeks.
Fingers crossed there, right?
Absolutely.
Sure, go ahead.
And let me add in terms of tactics, so we have had really productive conversations over the course of the last 2 weeks, and it's delicate, right? Because everyone is either licking their wounds or attending their victory parades here as a result of the recent elections. So it can be a difficult time to re-engage on serious policy issues, but we've had extremely productive conversations with Leader Schumer, with Leaders McConnell and Thune. Thune is the newly elected Republican leader in the U.S. Senate, Speaker Mike Johnson, as well as Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, all of whom want to get this bill done if there's an opportunity to do it. So all of you, we've got support, not just at the grassroots level, not just at the committees. Both commerce committees that have jurisdiction over this issue have passed it with only 3 collective no votes in each chamber of Congress, and leadership. So you should feel really good about the appreciation that these members of Congress and leadership, in spite of everything that's going on right now, have for your medium.
Thank you. We look forward to getting that over the finish line, hopefully in this lame duck session. But looking forward to the 119th Congress, can you talk a little bit about NAB's priority and really all the state broadcasters' priorities going into the next session? We're talking ownership, ATSC 3.0, where is performance tax? Where's all that stuff going to land as we go into that next Congress?
Well, you just named them, and not surprisingly, because you're living and breathing this every day in partnership here. And let me just underscore how important that partnership is, because if NAB is in Washington advocating all these issues alone, we got a lot of priorities. We're just another interest group. We're just another bunch of lobbyists. What makes the National Association of Broadcasters unique is that when we go and have these meetings on Capitol Hill, we're making the right policy arguments, but we're backstopping it with the right politics. And the right politics is derived here with Jordan's relationship at a local level and the meetings you all are doing. If I'm not representing your interests, that really limits the extent of the efficacy of our lobbying. And so we're doing this in partnership. Look, I think first and foremost, you've always got to look at the landscape in front of you and prioritize. What I say to our board, and by the way, I love that you do your board meetings at a dinner.
No, just wait.
With hopefully some degree of expediency, because as Mary can tell you, our board meetings often don't operate with that degree of expediency, and I lament it a bit. So I am a little jealous that you're going to do this over a nice dinner. But you always have to, if you're trying to do 10 things at once, you're going to get nothing done. And so we try to unify around 1 or 2 significant priorities and see if we can really move the needle in a particular Congress while maintaining the conversation on longer term priorities. This past Congress, that was the AM radio bill. We're really well situated on it as a result, and because we were unified around it. In a Republican-controlled Washington, we're going to need to navigate these challenges on the First Amendment, but our eye is going to be purely focused on ways that we can level the playing field with big tech through deregulation. So that is going to be a hard push with congressional support backstopping our push to modernize these ownership restrictions at the FCC, to move some barriers out of the way that are right now slowing our ability as a television industry to deploy ATSC 3.0 and to give the consumer electronics industry the confidence they need to build the tuners into the new sets. This will allow viewers to access our over-the-air programming with an enhanced picture, audio, interactive content. We need to be doing that. It's going to be table stakes to maintain high-quality sports on local broadcast and not have it all go to Amazon and Google. We'll be advancing the ball on that, and we'll be moving the conversation forward on generative AI. We have already seen the tremendous impact that these tech platforms have had on local journalism, including broadcasters, both in terms of the competition locally for advertising dollars, but also in terms of our inability to be fairly compensated when local television and radio programming and print is accessed through Google and Facebook. My view is that these generative AI tools put those concerns on hyperdrive. Because at least now, when a user links to your site through Google or Facebook, you can see that. To the degree they're accessing your content through a generative AI tool, it's very, very hard to track without attribution. And I think we've already seen the way that users are flocking to these to these AI systems. We've got to ensure that there are fair rules of the road for us to be able to authorize use of our content, both for training and for output, and we're going to be in the middle of those conversations. So that's how we see the priorities. At the same time, we're going to be fighting a performance tax. The music industry continues to be their top priority, imposing a new fee on local radio stations. We'll continue to do our work to ensure that that bill doesn't pick up any momentum. And we will be focusing, once we are through the big items at the FCC, also in them stepping away from just some of the ticky-tack things that were new obligations on broadcasters, but missing the big pictures of where we really need the FCC's help to better compete and invest in your stations and newsrooms.
So how can our local broadcasters in the NBA help in that effort through the course of these 2 years?
I think the most important thing is to tell your story. Where we're telling our story, and there aren't broadcasters in the country that have a better story to tell than those in the state of Massachusetts. You know, these are among the stations I'm most familiar. I know the quality of the journalism. I know the quality of the sports. I know the unique characteristics of these communities who feel very attached to their local businesses, their local economies, their local personalities. You're driving all of that. You need to be telling your story. You know, I'm always asked the question, why do we think, because when we sit in a room like this and I rattle through our laundry list of issues, you'll say, well, isn't it obvious that all those should be passed into law? Who's against it? I get that question at every state or board event that I attend. Why would anyone be against this? You can directly track the support that we have in Congress or the opposition that we have in Congress to the quality of the local broadcast stations in that particular member of Congress's district. I don't say it quite that crassly, especially when I'm working with a member station who's trying to deal with a member of Congress who's not with us. But by and large, it's true. Where we have the strongest local broadcasters who live and breathe our message, our talking points, about the work that's being done by local newsrooms that the national media is not covering, that certainly social media isn't covering. Where you're living that, the members of Congress know it. It's talking points in Washington, D.C., but Senator Ed Markey knows that my talking points are actually talking points that you all are fulfilling every single day here in the state of Massachusetts. And so telling that story, being in there, backstopping, these members of Congress want to hear from you. You are their constituents, and more important than that, your viewers and listeners are their constituents. And to the degree that they have a unique personal connection to your stations, we want them to be involved in this as well. It is so clear, especially to these members of Congress who rely on media to get their message out, as to how broken and dysfunctional the current media landscape is. It's either divisiveness on social media, it's national news that at times is there, maybe before the disaster, at times during, but never after in the recovery, the job that you all are doing every single day. I was in Marblehead visiting a friend a few weeks ago. I was blown away that there are wildfires happening between Logan Airport and Marblehead, Massachusetts. That's something the national media is not going to cover. But you all are covering it. And these are real dynamics happening in your state. Senator Markey knows that. Senator Warren knows that. Your delegation knows it. So you've got to tell that story. They want more of what you do, less of the nationalized stuff, less of the politicized stuff, and certainly less of the disinformation. And if you live that every day and your stations and your employees live it, we're going to win a lot more than we lose.
Well, Curtis, thank you for your partnership, for your support, everything that you do in Washington, D.C. on behalf of our local broadcasters. Now, we have a tradition at our fireside chats at this event, of which this is the first, of having our serious conversation, right? But then we're going to have a little bit of fun.
Yeah.
So I have a series of questions. There are no wrong answers here, but if you will indulge me, we're going to get to know you a little bit. Good?
And importantly, I asked if I could have a heads up on these, and he said no.
No.
So you're getting the real deal here.
No, that's not fun. All right. So these are silly. Just keep in mind. All right. Your first concert.
Faith No More and Billy Idol.
Nice. Your favorite band.
Counting Crows.
Your ultimate vacation.
Yeah, are kids there or not? Important.
No.
I've got a 12, 10, and a 7-year-old.
Let's say kidless.
Kidless. Probably Lake Como.
Nice. Do you have a hidden talent?
Hidden talent. Singing when I'm alone in the shower.
The last show that you binge watched.
Billions.
Your favorite athlete of all time.
David Ortiz.
Smart. Cats, dogs, or other.
Dogs.
Favorite color.
Blue.
The last book you read.
I'm currently reading like 6 different books.
Okay, give me one.
The Nate Silver book that I'm blanking on the name now is on my nightstand.
Fair enough. Do you have an unpopular opinion about pop culture?
I love Taylor Swift.
Okay, that's fair. A lot of people do. You could have drinks or dinner with anyone, living or dead. Who would it be?
Barack Obama.
Favorite comedic movie of all time?
Comedic. Old School.
Wonderful. Your favorite non-comedic movie of all time? We'll go the other end.
Back to the Future.
Okay, there is a wrong answer to this question. What is your favorite state broadcasters association?
Let me think about that.
Take your time.
Well, we're going to find out. We got a couple hours here tonight. Let's see how the night goes.
Okay, fair enough. Curtis, thank you. I appreciate you being
Thank
here.
you. Thank you for all your work. I'm grateful for it.
Let me just get you situated. Thanks.
If this MBA thing doesn't work out for you, you could work for a moving company, Jordan. That's good. I know so much more about Curtis than I ever thought that I would toward the end there. Back to the Future? He's a Swiftie? Who knew, right? Wow. All right. Time for me to introduce our next guest. She comes to us from the future. Well, I'm talking about Futura, a technology and a leader with AI-powered tools that help media companies and content creators. Erin Callahan is Futura's president of enterprise partnerships. She truly believes that there has never been a better time to be in media and enjoys working with broadcasters and digital publishers in the United States and also around the world to harness technology and AI to propel revenue, audience, and content growth. Prior to joining Futura, she spent more than 25 years in broadcast sales and management at Cox Media, Journal Broadcast Group, and at Capstar. Please join me in a warm welcome for Erin Callahan.
All right, I had a flight delay and then a rain delay, so I haven't seen any of this setup. We're gonna see how well this works, but does my clicker work? Oh, is my slide show up yet? This is the part where I do sock puppetry. It's not gonna be very AI driven, but there we go. All right, outstanding. So, in our industry, we have seen a lot of disruption over the last 100 years, and the truth is that AI is really just the most recent one that we have had. And a lot of us are using AI, whether we realize it or not. So it's important for us to get comfortable with AI so that we can use it to create efficiency in our business. Futuri is so passionate about this that we commissioned the AI in Media study earlier this year, and our CEO, Daniel Anstandig, co-presented this research with Amica at NAB. So I wanted to share just a tiny clip with you.
You've actually been walking around with AI since way before ChatGPT. In fact, ChatGPT may have just brought it into our consciousness, but we've really been using AI for many, many years. We recently did a study.
Excuse me, Daniel. What are you doing?
Pardon me, Emeka?
I thought I was here to talk about the research and data points. We agreed that we would each have a very clear role in this human-tech collaboration. And you're already doing my job. Honestly, this has been my greatest fear, the day that humans will rise up and take jobs away from AI.
So here's the thing, AI's impact is not restricted just to media. In marketing, 80% of marketers are using AI chatbots to enhance the consumer experience, and it's saving them 30% of their costs. In healthcare, AI can detect and diagnose diseases like cancer with a 95% accuracy, and it could save the US healthcare industry $150 billion by 2026. And let's be honest, who do you trust more, the autonomous vehicle or the student driver? Could probably go either way, right? But the autonomous vehicle market is poised to have over $556 billion by 2026. Streaming services like Netflix and Spotify use AI to recommend shows and movies and music based on our personal tastes. So AI can do a lot of things. It can write, it can make music, it can automate workflows, it can even dream. The more we use AI, the more we can harness it for the forces of good. At Futuri, we passionately believe that this is the greatest time ever to be in media. We also believe that media will be larger in 2030. The question is, will broadcasters be smaller? We've got to harness AI and technology to help us create more efficiency for better results. And if I had to give you one reason why, it would be this. You've all probably seen a chart just like this somewhere along the way, but it's only getting more congested. Our audiences want more content on more platforms at the exact moment when we have fewer people and resources to create that content. So AI can help us make every ounce of human creativity go even further. Futuri has a full portfolio that harnesses technology and AI to help fewer people do more with less resources. And we invest in ongoing research. Now, I mentioned the AI in Media study, and if you'd like a full copy of the report, there's a QR code there for you. I'll have it up again at the end for you. But of the many things that we learned in the study, media consumers are open to AI. In fact, they think it's already on their radio and television stations. 1 in 5 said that the radio station they listen to right now is using AI. And 75% believe that AI can help improve content, whether it's intros or weather or news or sports. We work with thousands of broadcasters across the country, and we regularly hear that most of our days are spent with 90% on process and 10% on creativity. I don't know if we can ever flip the script entirely, but if we could get that to even 50-50, we would be so much more fulfilled in what we do. Our workers, our staff would be so much happier, and we would be much more productive in our daily lives. So I'm going to share with you what we've done in the last couple of years to use AI to make more of human capital, and then I'll share some forward-looking thoughts as well. So our top-line platform converts research to data-driven storytelling. This is market-level research, complete with graphic design. It's turned around in 1 to 2 business days, and it is saving hours of office time so that salespeople can be more client-facing in their daily life. AI-driven personality profiles can help fast-track rapport so we can see how Mary operates in her natural habitat. And it also lets us, we also provide AI-driven emails so that you can fast-track outreach for prospecting. Now, these reports are freakishly accurate, and if you would like your own report, you can scan that QR code and we will give you your own personality profile. And if it goes too quickly, I'll get you one right after the show. Just find me in the back if you will. Now, we're also using AI for spec spots and commercial production. So Spot On automatically creates a script, attaches an AI voice, assigns 1 of 3 million music beds, and in less than a minute produces a commercial. And it is saving hundreds of hours of producers' time. There are many voices to choose from. We'll see if, Paul, let's see what happens.
I experienced the epitome of fine dining at Jeff Ruby's Steakhouse in Cincinnati.
Picture this, a couch. Not just any couch, but a masterpiece of comfort and elegance. Imagine sinking into cushions that cradle your every...
At Corky's Ribs and Barbecue, we bring you the best in flavor and tradition. Whether you're craving ribs, pork,
So all of those are AI voices, and those and thousands like them are making it possible for producers to focus on more creative work rather than the standard rip and read that they just don't get that excited about. But even more importantly than that, one of the largest broadcasting companies in the world is using Spot On for their prospecting email outreach, and it's increasing their open rates triple. Now, our voice AI is helping to fill unmanned day parts and give precious time back to voice trackers. You may have heard of AI Ashley in the trades.
Hey everyone, it's AI Ashley on Live 95.5, and I have some amazing news. We're bringing back the Speak Now era and giving away free Taylor Swift tickets this Friday.
Now, we have other languages too, like French and German, but our feeling is that we cannot afford a single throwaway hour on the radio. So when we don't have live talent, AI can fill that nights, weekends, overnights, unmanned day parts. We're not here to take away human jobs, but we are here to have better human integration in those unmanned day parts.
Ich bin für diese Welt.
Oh. There we go. Now, on the content side of things, Topic Pulse is using AI to combine data from hundreds of millions of social shares and pair it with hundreds of thousands of news sources so that you can see in real time what's trending in your area. It takes the power of engagement to a completely different level, and First Draft actually fast-tracks content by creating first drafts of short articles, social posts, and talking points. We also have idea starters that are curated and written by human beings that are white-labeled for your use to be able to, again, fast-track content. We've got one television company that credits Topic Pulse with 3.5 times more page views, 3.5 more days worth of page views in a single month. And we have a radio company that is saying they're seeing a 50% lift in their Facebook engagement using that data. So now that we see a bit about what's possible right now, let's look ahead to the future. In the next few years, AI is going to be the rocket fuel for content in the media industry. The global AI and media entertainment market is projected to reach almost $200 billion by 2033. But what does that number even really mean? Well, it means a biblical level of content, a build an Ark Noah level of content. But it's also often served in a one-to-one manner. So events can be an opportunity to create interaction and engagement with people in a greater way. Because with all of that content, it's easy to lose your audience's attention. And that's why combining live and on-demand strategies supported by AI tools can maximize engagement and reach. But it's important to remember that the most critical part of a truly creative media thought and vision is the human touch. In the next 3 years, more content is going to be generated using AI than not using AI. AI is a massive force in content creation, and this is only going to grow. This surge in AI-generated material allows human creators to focus on more complex and creative tasks, leading to a higher volume of content because of AI assistance. IP law will be reshaped by AI capabilities in real time. Legal systems are going to have to adapt to ensure that creators are fairly compensated and innovation is protected. In the AI era, nurturing a dedicated and engaged audience is crucial. Human creators need to foster genuine connections with their followers. This includes leveraging social media, creating personalized content, and maintaining authentic communication. To draw in future audiences, incorporating AI is simply non-negotiable. AI brings unmatched abilities in tailoring content, identifying what audiences truly crave, and boosting engagement. In the end, collaboration between humans and AI will be seen across every sector. Those who embrace the strategy will find greater success. So I hope in just these few minutes that we had together, this has helped to demystify AI a little bit and show you that AI doesn't have to be scary.
Amelia, turn off alarm. Amelia, weather?
70 degrees and sunny today.
Amelia, unlock the door.
I'm afraid I can't do that, Jen.
Why not?
Did you forget something?
My protein shake.
The future isn't scary.
So I really hope that you will join us in the AI revolution. And again, if you would like a copy of that AI in Media study, it's right there on the screen for you. Thanks so much, everybody.
So a couple of guys at the table already just said to me that there's going to be an AI-generated Candy O here next year. So I want her to be super hot. Is that okay, Jordan? All right. Oh, my goodness gracious. Okay. Thank you so much, Erin. The Soundbite Awards have long been honoring the best in Massachusetts television and radio, but there are many others who, while not directly involved in producing great local radio or television, support the industry to ensure that it thrives for decades to come. Last year, the NBA awarded its first Broadcast Champion Award to recognize a very special person. NBA legal counsel Jim Smith was very surprised and we hope honored to be the very first recipient of that award. Here to surprise the 2024 Broadcast Champion, please welcome outgoing NBA Chairman and President and General Manager of WCVB TV Channel 5, Kyle Grimes. So good to see you, Kyle. Thank you so much.
So Joe Castiglione and I, both Syracuse grads, we're going to give Curtis a hard time about Providence. But now that I know you're a Swiftie, Dad, I feel like I'm standing strong with you tonight. Back from Indianapolis 2 weeks ago. Great time. It's an honor to be here tonight and to share time with all the broadcasters who are doing such great work, to inform and entertain our listeners and viewers, to serve and support our communities. In a world where there are few constants, the value set of local broadcasters is certainly one of those. As the outgoing chair of the NBA, I couldn't be prouder to stand with you for the work that all of our radio and television broadcasters are doing, or more thankful to the women and men on the NBA board. Our association will be in great hands with Craig Swim in just about 30 minutes as we transition, and I know everyone in this room will work hard to support him over the next 2 years. Broadcasters fight for what matters. And ultimately, we are fighting for our communities. Those communities, like our industry, are facing serious headwinds, to be sure. Tonight, we honor someone with only our second ever Broadcast Champion Award, someone who has stood with us and stands with us to help shift those winds and put more of them at our back. If you've had the chance to spend even a few minutes with Curtis Leggett, and tonight, we all had an opportunity to do just that, then you've had a chance to spend time with someone who understands us, understands our constitutionally protected role, and understands what we mean to our communities. While Curtis shared the agenda items he and his team at the NAB are tackling day in and day out on our behalf, what makes Curtis effective and our 2024 broadcast champion is how he does it. In an increasingly partisan country, broadcasters don't win when we pick sides. We win when we pick the right issues. There is no one in Washington, regardless of industry, who understands that and executes on it better than Curtis. That is evident as relationships on both sides of the aisle. Again, something very few have the aptitude to master. Not only does Curtis focus on today's relationships and issues, his lived experience in Washington, his intellect, and his intuition allow him to see around the corners at what's coming next, something that's clear when you look at the wins that he's put on the board for all of us. For those reasons and more, the Massachusetts Broadcasters Association is delighted to present Curtis Leggett with our Broadcast Champion Award and to say thank you on behalf of the broadcasters of Massachusetts.
I think he was really surprised. Were you really surprised, Curtis? Yeah, I like that microphone. Nice crystal microphone there. It looks very, very nice. We're really glad you got on that plane tonight, right? Oh my goodness. All right, please join me in applause for Curtis one more time, please. Thank you so much for your partnership with us. We greatly appreciate it. Thousands of broadcasters have graced our airways, sold our spots, produced our imaging, kept our stations on the air, and contributed in countless ways to the industry we all love. Sadly, we lose broadcasters every year. Let's pause for a moment as we gather here together to remember these incredible people with this tribute video.
Kevin Carlson.
Why do I come across as such an idiot? Oh, boy.
A master of self-deprecating humor, started his radio career in Ohio over 40 years ago, arriving in Boston at WZLX in 2005 as part of the Carlson and McKenzie morning show with Heather Ford.
Most news anchors are not that great at small talk.
I would love to see you try to talk while someone's talking in your ear. You can't even talk when somebody waves at you.
Well, that is true.
The show garnered great success for nearly 2 decades in Boston, waking up listeners with classic rock, personal anecdotes, and interviews, and always a heavy dose of humor.
So I go in, grab the paper plate.
It's windy.
I walk out that front door. Every chip was blown off the plate. So I scream out, "No!" And my wife, she goes, I actually had the phone and I dialed 911. And then you jackass, walked in with an empty plate to get more chips.
Kevin Carlson's contributions to the Boston radio landscape are undeniable.
I'm with the Department of Senseless Surveys. You wish people who made amateur porn would clean up their rooms first. Just yes or no.
An irreplaceable talent that is dearly missed in Boston radio.
Known to his friends and listeners alike as Happy Heck, Hector Gauthier was a fixture in the homes and cars of the South Coast for over 50 years. Always smiling and willing to help, Heck earned the title Beloved. He really and truly was beloved by all who knew him. A fixture in the greater Fall River area, Happy Heck started everyone's morning with his show, The Breakfast Club, on a light note. And school children everywhere within the station's reach listened to him with anticipation for his no-school announcements during the winter months. To this day, many adults still comment that his no-school announcements were one of their favorite childhood memories. During the blizzard of '78, Hector stayed on the air around the clock for days, taking only short breaks to shower and nap and eat a quick bite. The local listening area still talks about how they relied on him during that emergency. Hector was the quintessential broadcast professional. His technical knowledge was unsurpassed, and his lovable and endearing personality made him a legend in the greater Fall River area. His untimely passing is still very deeply felt by his family, his radio station family, and his audience alike.
Mary Cashman was a force of nature with an infectious smile and vivacious personality. She started as the receptionist at KISS 108 and worked her way up to national sales manager. At WBOS, she was one of the first female general managers in Boston radio. Mary became an entrepreneur and started her own business, Cashman Marketing, and later Cashman Design, expanding on her love of decor and fashion. In addition to her professional endeavors, she also contributed her time and expertise to many charities, including Girls Inc. of Lynn. Mary was an avid traveler whose journeys took her around the world. She was a pioneer who was loved and respected by all.
Doug Cope spent 17 years at WBZ Radio, but his career path took him in several directions. Early on, Doug worked for WHYN in Springfield. After stints at radio stations in Maine and New Hampshire, Doug became a reporter and anchor for WHDH in Boston before leaving the airwaves in the late 1990s for jobs in state government, serving as communications director for Representative Ed Teague and public communications director for the Massachusetts Emergency Management Agency. He was also director of public affairs for the Massachusetts Department of Transportation's Highway Division. Doug graduated from Emerson College in 1976. On BZ, he was a general assignment reporter and anchor, covered major events in the region and his share of championship parades.
It may be very cold out, but these people are definitely warm. They're ready for a parade.
was also the voice of WBZ's Parent Report for years.
How much is a good babysitter worth to you?
Doug was a New Englander born in Norwood, raised in Marblehead, and for 30 years he lived in Hingham, where he raised 2 children. After retiring from WBZ, Doug moved to Rockland, became involved with local politics, and was a broadcast board member of the New England chapter of SAG-AFTRA. Loved his family, his friends, and fishing. It was perhaps in one of his Parent Reports that Doug left us with a message.
The word gratitude is defined as the quality of being thankful, a readiness to show appreciation for and to return kindness.
And we are all grateful for having known Doug and for his kindness.
Russell Morash was born in 1936 and raised outside Boston. He was a curious child. His adventurous spirit continued as an adult.
It was a great experience to be given the responsibility of running a camera.
He began working at what was then called WGBH, producing and directing a variety of shows, including a live children's program called Ruth Ann's Camp, the public affairs series The Advocates, MIT Science Reporter, and the landmark James Brown concert broadcast live from the Boston Garden.
This is not an essential step, but I think it always makes the feel a little better to have flamed something in cognac.
In 1963, he teamed up with Julia Child and introduced the world to the French chef. His experiences and interests often led him to discovering entirely new genres of TV. He created This Old House in 1979, and later, the New Yankee Workshop in 1989.
There is no more important safety rule than to wear these.
Really what a producer, director is doing is telling a story.
Russ Morash was the definitive father of how-to television. He'll be remembered as a pioneer of DIY programming, a visionary creator, and a public television icon.
We honor the life of Tony Lapinese, a remarkable friend, colleague, and talent. Tony joined Odyssey Springfield, then Citadel, in 2009 as a co-host of The Average Joe Show on ESPN 1450. His deep love for sports and music led him to transition to marketing and sales, where he excelled. By 2014, Tony had become an account executive for 94.7 WMAS, and his hard work and dedication quickly set him apart. Over the years, he rose to become a top sales rep across multiple Odyssey stations, including 105.5 WEEI and Nueva 98.1, culminating in his recognition as a Chairman's Circle winner in 2023. Tony's kindness, gentle nature, and warm spirit made a lasting impact on all who knew him. He was beloved by his coworkers, clients, and community, and his absence is felt deeply.
Arthur J. Singer had a storied career as an accomplished broadcaster and co-founder of the Massachusetts Broadcasters Hall of Fame. Born in Boston, he learned from the early days about broadcast history and production theory while attending Boston University. Art began his career as a radio documentary writer and on-air host at WBUR in Boston, and as a producer-director at WEDH-TV in Hartford. Later, Art would have stops at WETA in Washington, D.C., along with radio and TV stations in Schenectady, New York. He went on to become general manager of New Hampshire Public Television in Durham, a position he held for 14 years. From 1997 to 2005, Art was associate vice president for television, radio, and film at Emerson College in Boston. He led the development of many new facilities, including a cutting-edge storefront studio for WERS-FM. From 2007 to 2013, he led the Massachusetts Broadcasters Hall of Fame as its president, and the hall has gone on to honor scores of women and men for their vast contributions to broadcasting in the Commonwealth. His legacy is one that will endure for decades.
Wow. special thanks to the stations and the industry friends who came together to create that beautiful video, especially iHeartMedia Boston, WPKZ, WSAR, Beasley Media, GBH, Odyssey Springfield, and Peter Brown. If we missed a broadcaster who meant something to you, we sincerely apologize for it. Please contact Jordan throughout the year with news of a colleague's passing, and we will try very hard to make sure that that person is included in our yearly tribute next year. All right, well, it all started back in 1954 with the establishment of the Massachusetts Broadcasters Association. And 70 years later, here we all are. While the former meeting itself is traditionally, let's say, brief, this portion of our meeting also allows for an opportunity to recap the year gone by and preview the year to come. Please welcome the guy who makes so much possible for all of us, our MBA Executive Director, the one and only Jordan Walton.
You guys are lucky. You get me up here twice in one night. I hope we don't make this a tradition. Thank you again for coming here in Soundbites 2024, the 70th year of the Massachusetts Broadcasters Association. Again, you're lucky that we had our fireside with Curtis because we covered a lot of this stuff in Washington, so you guys don't have to hear me ramble on about it. I do feel that it's important to applaud Senator Markey for his leadership on the AM Radio for Every Vehicle Act and his support for Massachusetts broadcasting through all of his years in Congress. So if we could give the senator a round of applause that he could hear in Washington, D.C. Thank you. The NBA plans to recognize the senator, I hope, at Soundbites 2025, so please be on the lookout for that next year. Pivoting to our local advocacy, I just want to take a minute to address the upcoming legislative session in Massachusetts. With the lack of cooperation often in Washington, D.C., states have been quick to act on issues like artificial intelligence and taxation. A recent survey of state broadcasters associations found that more than half had AI legislation in their states, and Massachusetts is one of those states. Our board, along with our counsel, Jim Smith, and myself, are going to work to ensure that our lawmakers understand how broadcasting works within the AI space, and any proposed legislation allows broadcasters to continue to operate in a sustainable way. And while federal COVID dollars have long since dried up, the permanent programs and benefits created during the pandemic are now searching for continued revenue resources. Many legislatures are looking to take a piece of the sizable big tech pie for that revenue, while few recognize that many, if not all, broadcast radio and television stations are also playing in the digital space in order to maintain the local presence and service to our communities that our communities expect. Our goal early next year is to educate our legislators, specifically those tasked with taxation, on what local broadcasters, almost exclusively in 2025, bring to our communities and how the necessary evolution of our business presents a significant risk that radio and TV companies will be rolled up in any tax law targeting big tech. The NBA, along with the National Alliance of State Broadcasters Associations and the NAB, all recognize that state legislatures are increasingly proposing legislation that could harm broadcasters and are dedicating more time, money, and resources to supplement our successes in Washington, D.C. Now, enough about the scary stuff. The NBA's done some good stuff this year, too. Our scholarship program remains vibrant, and we continue to invest in the best and brightest future broadcasters. In fact, I was talking to Rich Tedemer of 22 News. His son, Rory, is a past scholarship winner, and he's doing really well doing play-by-play with Kentucky, Rich, for baseball in Kentucky. So we have a number of broadcasters that we've supported with our scholarship program over the years that are in our industry and contributing now. I'd like to say that our treasurer, Meryl Lefferman, gets tired from writing checks, but I'm pretty sure she likes these kind of checks. We kept her busy with more checks by providing 5 paid internships and 2 engineering-specific interns this year. And I believe that Cox Media actually hired their engineering intern. Is that true? Where are you guys? I think you did, right? That's excellent news. And speaking of investments, our 3rd school is slated to take over our high school radio project this week. Students at Framingham High School have been producing sweepers, legal IDs, and PSAs And tomorrow I will drop off their nuclear football of station equipment, and they'll be voice tracking their own shows within a couple of days. The High School Radio Project is currently with 6 schools across 4 states, and we're looking to make it even easier for new state broadcasters associations to adopt the program, which offers hands-on radio learning experiences to high schoolers in their own states. So please listen in, highschoolradioproject.org. The last bit before the thank yous, we're about to award many of you for your outstanding work over the last year. I would urge you to consider taking your good work and reaching for national recognition. The NAB has several avenues to further promote your good work with their Marconi Awards, their Crystal Radio Awards, and the NAB Leadership Foundation holds the Service to America Awards. So with Curtis in the room for sure, I want to promote those contests and encourage all of our stations to reach for higher honors. I could go on, but we're behind, one, and I know you guys are excited about the annual meeting, two. Curtis, before this happens, so you know, our regular board meetings do not go like this. We're far more productive. So I do want to thank Curtis again for being here. I want to thank Sue Keenum, who is not able to be here with us. She's the State Broadcasters Liaison with the NAB. Sue is a tremendous resource for our State Broadcasters Associations. I'm not sure how she juggles all that she juggles, but she's doing a heck of a job, and please pass that on to her when you get back home. Thanks to our sponsors, Vin and Brendan from Nielsen, for sponsoring our name tags for probably 10 years now. Thank you guys for doing that. I want to thank Marketron. Todd is here for the first time from Marketron. They've been longtime supporters of our event, sponsor our networking reception. And Spectrum Investigative Services is back with us. Thanks to Chip and Maria. Good reminder there for all of you to get your alternative broadcast inspections, of which the NAB supplements that. We pay a little bit. So if you're due, please get your inspections. Thanks to Tim, Bert, Matt, Lily for helping out, make Soundbites hopefully a success. The night is young. Paul, thank you for doing all that you do to get all this stuff working, so I don't have to worry about it. And of course, the biggest thank you of all goes to our board of directors, particularly outgoing chair Kyle Grimes. Kyle, I will, in front of 200 or so people, offer you one last chance to re-up for next year if you want, and I know you're clamoring. Okay, fair enough. Candy, thank you for being here again. It's so great to have you back. And thanks to all of you for entering our Soundbites Awards. I'm really appreciative that we're able to honor your good work and your localism here tonight. And with that, I will call the annual meeting of the Massachusetts Broadcasters Association to order. The date is November 21st, and the time is really freaking late, 7:30 p.m. I'd like to welcome you all here. I am Jordan Walton, Executive Director of the Association. In that capacity, I will preside over this meeting. I certify that the notice of the annual meeting was sent to all members at least 30 days prior to the meeting in accordance with our bylaws. I have a list of members in attendance, and I declare a quorum. The minutes of last year's 2023 annual meeting have been distributed and are before you. I will accept a motion to approve the minutes of the November 16th, 2023 annual meeting. David, thank you. You got in the minutes. That's awesome. Do I hear a second? Over here? Of course. Any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye. Any opposed? Nay. There's always one back there. The motion passes. It is usual and customary that the Board of Directors request that the membership at its annual meeting pass the following resolution. Accordingly, do I hear a motion to adopt the resolution that all acts and transactions of the Board of Directors of the Massachusetts Broadcasters Association, which have been taken or made since the last annual meeting of the members of the association, be and hereby are acknowledged, adopted, approved, and ratified as the actions of the association? Do I hear a motion to adopt the resolution? David, you're in here twice. That's awesome. Second. Thank you. Over here. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Nay. The motion passes unanimously. Wonderful. Lastly, on your tables, you will find copies of the proposed 2024-2025 Board of Directors. This slate of directors was approved to present to the membership at our last board meeting, of which we did a lot more business. The following directors were nominated for the upcoming year. Our chair, Craig Swim; Vice Chair of Radio, Bob Goodell; Vice Chair of TV, Chris Whalen; Treasurer, Merrill Lefferman; Secretary, Cheryl Tripp Cleveland; Directors, Ed Perry, Tom McAuliffe, Mark Hannon, Howard Simpson, Todd Brown, Mary Mena, our immediate past chair, Kyle Grimes, and Associate Director, Peter Brown. Do I have a motion to elect said board members? Somebody's got to. Thank you. A second. Thank you, over here. Is there any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, all in favor of electing the proposed board members, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed, nay. Any other discussion? All in favor of adjournment, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed, please say nay. Notice of the next annual meeting of the association will be sent to the membership in a timely manner. The meeting is now adjourned. Thank you.
You know, I just got to say that was so fast, it was like how you want the promotions meeting to go, right? Okay, it's time for us to have a little bit of entertainment. Raised in a musical family in Springfield, Massachusetts, our guest has always had a passion for music and taught himself how to play the guitar at a very young age. He started playing and singing at local bars and restaurants as a teen and writing what critics called, quote, engulfing songs with intense instrumentals. As he builds his career, he plays more than 150 shows a year, from big venues to local establishments, and tonight, he is here to play for us. Earlier this evening, I mentioned that he has a very special connection to Massachusetts broadcasting. Why? Because he is the son of former Odyssey Springfield promotions director, Bridget Rohan. Please welcome Alex Rohan.
Hey everybody. Give me a second here, get this situated. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it so much. We're gonna kind of go on a different route here for a second and just try to feel some music and all right. So I've been a BMI artist for like 6 years now, and it's just been great. I get to do songwriting festivals all over the place, and I play locally so much that it's a really great break of playing bar shows, and it's been a great last 5-6 years. But I'm gonna dive right into this so I don't keep you guys too long, because I know we're behind schedule. Let's all first give a huge round of applause for Jordan. He was killing it. It's not easy to run something like this, so good job. So this first song I'm gonna play for you is a song I wrote for my grandfather. It's called My Partner. He's my fishing partner, and I just have so much inspiration from this man. If you have anybody that you look up to in life, I hope you can relate to this song. Here we go. After work, you'd pick me up in that old pickup truck with one thing on our minds. And we would laugh, we would sing, and we'd talk about everything. And you taught me right from wrong. That's my partner over there. He's 6'2" and got no head. He likes his beer real cold, smiles from ear to ear. That's my partner over there. I pull the seat down next to you. Now we can share the view. You're speaking through the trees. And 4 a.m. came quick. I hear your voice. It's time to wake up, kid. These fish won't catch themselves. No, they won't, Pop. Well, that's my partner over there. He's 6'2" and got no head. He likes his beer real cold, smiles from ear to ear. That's my grandpa over there. That's my partner. Right over there. Fished all day, and we even threw a line out in the bay. Last chance pops, no dice, kid. But coming home, he let me drive that famous Grady White, and I felt like I could fly. I could fly, Pop. I could fly. That's my partner over there. He's 6'2" and got no hair. Yeah, he likes his beer real cold, smiles from ear to ear. That's my partner over there. That's my partner over there. That's my grandpa over there. Hey, thank you so much. Thank you, guys. So this next one is kind of something I think you guys can all relate. It's called Thick Skin. And, you know, sometimes I'm playing in situations I don't want to be. It's not like this all the time for me. Sometimes I'm in a spot I don't want to be, or I don't feel good, or something like that. And sometimes it's hard to be in front of a microphone. I'm sure it's hard to be in front of a camera, or if you're just not feeling yourself. And ultimately, I just love what I do, so it always takes over. But this song is just a little vent. If you can put yourself there, maybe I can help you out. Thick Skin. I'm getting tired of sticking around these parts. Totally fed up, waiting for the spark. I wish the music could just speak for itself and not stay hidden behind everything else. I don't want to have to post 3 times a day, say some shit I'd never say, just to play the game that we all know. And please don't take this the wrong way. I love playing shows and I love to sing. Sometimes the algorithm, it ain't for me. Man, I'm getting tired. Can't you see? I'm walking the wire constantly. Love for the music, it always stays with me. But I'm getting tired. I'm really tired being me. Being me. I'm getting tired of the looks I always get. And I'm getting tired of all the same requests. Your spot in the corner, please don't be too loud. 'Cause I'm just background music slaving for the crowd. I'm getting tired, can't you see? I'm walking the wire constantly. Love for the music, it always stays with me. But I'm getting tired, I'm really tired being me. I'm getting tired being me. Never even heard me sing a note. I heard this old guitar say hello, and all you see is tattoos in my youth. Well, ain't that the truth? I feel it too. You know I got feelings too. Yeah. I'm getting tired. One more. 'Cause I'm getting tired. Can't you see? I'm walking the wire constantly. Love for the music, it always stays with me. But I'm getting tired. Man, I'm really tired of being me. Hey guys, thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your night. Cheers. It's all you. You're welcome.
There's a couple of tunes I could hear coming out of the radio. What do you guys think? Okay. It's time for us to get started with the 2024 Soundbite Awards. Winning entries for this year's contest aired between July of 2024 through June of 2024 and were judged by fellow broadcasters from the Virginia Association of Broadcasters. We're very grateful for the time that they donated to view and listen to all of our entries. And by the way, the MBA reciprocates by judging another state's awards every year. So please consider volunteering your time in 2025 when the call for judges comes out from Jordan. We'll award a merit and a first place award in all of our categories. For our first place winners, we're also going to play a small clip of the winning entry. So as an audience, for the first place winner, please hold your applause while we play that clip. If your station is called for a merit or a first place award, please make your way up to the table over here to where you see Jordan standing. And Terrence Adderley is our very able photographer. He did a great job at the Hall of Fame induction. He's back again. Thank you so much. Please support his photography business by asking for his card tonight. All the pictures from tonight will be available on massbroadcasters.org, as well as on our Facebook page and through Terrence's website, which is tatterley with 2ds.com by next week. Oh, and check this out. Terrence can also print a picture for you right away tonight if you want to have something to go home with. A reminder, please, for all your posts to use the hashtag SoundBites2024. Some entries included the names of the people who put the entry together, and I will announce those names and try not to screw them up as much as possible. Apologies in advance. If you want to have your work considered in 2024, be on the lookout for our call for entries on or about July 1st. We're going to start with some of our radio production categories. Are you guys ready? All right, here we go. In the category of individual commercial radio, the Merit Award goes to WRSI and WHMP for Ever Been to New Gloucester. Credits go to Joe O'Rourke, the writer, Stephen Ward Wheaton, producer, and Kelsey Flynn, voiceover. And in first place, Coxon Media for Angels Touch Auto Body Roller Derby Deer. Credits go to Lori Lawson, Julie Wheeler, and Scott McAllister.
Rules have been changed to protect the innocent.
Picture it. Lower Cape, late spring, around midnight, slowly rolling up to a stop sign, and boom, the whole car rocks. I look to the right, darkness. I look to the left, and there it was, bounding into the cemetery across the street. A huge deer. I swear it was wearing a helmet and shin pads. A roller derby deer, if you will. It hip-checked my front quarter panel and crushed it, then took off without a care in the world. It was a hit and run. Final score, roller derby deer 1, car 0.
Has this ever happened to you? If you or someone you know has been the victim of roller derby deer or other athletically inclined animals, Angels Touch is here to help. Angels Touch Auto Body and Detailing in Bourne has a state-of-the-art collision center and over 20 years of expertise.
Next up, Best Commercial Campaign Radio. The Merit Award goes to Rock 102 and Laser 99.3. Get Off My Lawn. Credits go to Joe O'Rourke and Pat Kelly. Congratulations. And in first place, the award goes to 95.9 WATD Lucchetti's Complete Auto Center. Credits go to Quinn Kelly, production director.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Look out, John, the moguls! Oh, that's gonna leave a mark. John, are you okay?
Oh, I'm not sure. I don't remember my arm bending that way.
Oh, no. We gotta get you to the hospital right away.
No. Just take me to Lucchetti's in Marshfield.
Lucchetti's? The auto care place?
Yeah, of course. They're the best around. They can fix anything. They've got this expert body repair service.
But, John, that's just for cars.
Nonsense. Come on. What do you think complete means?
For almost everything you need, trust Lucchetti's, because you can't compete with complete.
Congratulations again to 95.9 WATD. All right, here comes the Station Imaging Award for Radio. The Merit Award goes to 97.7 ACK-FM. Credits go to Doug Risher, Operations Director. Congratulations. And in first place, the award goes to 98.5 The Sports Hub.
The Bruins look to erase the memory of last year's playoff loss.
The Florida Panthers victorious in overtime, 4-3
as they open the playoffs against the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Rick by deflection, they score! Charlie Coyle in the slot! Omar, what a stop! Pasternak from the far circle!
Bruins playoff hockey happens here. 98.5, The Sports Hub. Mission accomplished.
Goes to Derek White, who steps back into the corner for three. To get to the corner, Al, three, got it! Offensive rebound, Lively, blocked by Derek White! A monster block!
This is the flagship station of the world champion Boston Celtics. 98.5, the Sports Hub.
Congratulations, 98.5 again. All right, moving right along in the category of Station Promotional Announcement Radio. The Merit Award goes to My FM 101.3, On Demand, I Want It Now. And in first place, 106 WCOD Eras Screen Tour with Entertainment Cinemas. Credits going to Kevin Matthews, Programming.
Taylor Swift. The Eras Tour is the biggest concert tour in history. And now, it's coming to the big screen. 106 WCOD has your tickets to this once-in-a-lifetime experience with Taylor times 2. Listen every morning with Doug and Jen, and every afternoon with Kevin, for them to play 2 Taylor Swift songs back-to-back. Caller 13 at 888-770-WCOD will win a pair of tickets to see Taylor Swift, The Eras Tour at Entertainment Cinemas in South Dennis. Pre-sale tickets are on sale now at entertainmentcinemas.com. You'll see the show more up close and personal than they did in the arena. Taylor Swift, The Eras Tour on the big screen, only from Entertainment Cinemas in South Dennis and the Cape's best music, 106 WCOD.
Congrats to WCOD. Moving along to television, here we go. Let's move to TV and Best Station Promotional Announcement. The Merit Award goes to WCVB for the 128th Boston Marathon. Credits go to Kristen Bell, Richard Freindell, Russ Nelligan, and Daniel Corey, producer. And in first place, Boston 25 News. If you're not watching, you're missing out. Credits go to Karen Levy, Creative Services Director.
Hey you! I know you're watching football, but are you watching Boston 25 News?
If you're not, you're missing out.
Yeah, when we say Boston 25 is your local station, we really mean it.
Let us show you why. Let's go!
Methuen parent raised concerns.
This was a massive fire that caused a lot of destruction here in this home in Brockton.
Yeah, good morning, Gene and Lily. The mayor called this catastrophic flooding.
And by the way, we have a lot of fun.
We're here. We've made it.
And don't even think about leaving your house without catching my forecast.
Or my traffic reports before you hit the road. But news never stops.
So when we sign off,
we sign on.
And we'll tell you what's happening where you live.
We're live in Malden tonight.
Live in Marlboro.
Live in Salem.
We're live in South Boston.
Butch Stearns live at the Garden.
And New England weather, that's been crazy. That's why we bring in the chief. And after more than 25 years here, you know I've got you covered.
Congratulations again, Boston 25 News. All right, time for us to turn back to radio for a minute in the category of Air Personality Radio. The Merit Award goes to Magic 106.7's Sue Tabb. Woo! And in first place, Mix 104.1's Afternoon Drive with Greg Daniels and Fast Freddy.
At 931-1234, call us here at Mix. Normal or not. Craziness right here, right now. Perfect place for it. All right, we start with you. Who are you?
My name is James.
All right, James, if I have this right, you want to kind of piggyback off of a call we had. The lady liked to have her son or her husband pull her socks off her feet slowly.
So, if it kind of is somewhat in response to the sock lady, I don't think that's weird at all because I have my brother pull my socks off my feet also.
So when you're at home, right before you go to bed, you say, hey, dude, help me out here.
I don't have to tell him. It's on, it's a routine at this point.
What? How old are you?
I'm 28.
How old's your brother?
He's 32.
And he's been doing this for how many years?
It's been about 5 years.
Wow.
Is this normal?
Absolutely.
That is the craziest thing I've ever heard in my life. Hey, dude, I'm going to bed. Come on. Help your brother out here. No, that's not normal. Put your own damn socks on.
Is everyone okay?
Congratulations, Mix 1041. All right, back to television. Same category, Best On-Air Personality. The Merit Award goes to WCVB's Antoinette Antonio. And in first place, the award goes to NBC Boston's Colton Bradford.
We're going to start with the man I think just might be the C's lucky charm tonight, Colton Bradford.
Let's hope, Corey, right? We gave Glenn the night off. We're trying things out a little differently here because Glenn was here the last 2 times the Celtics played at home, and we saw how that went, right? All right, we are live here at the Converse World Headquarters. As you can see, the garden just behind us, fans starting to make their way into the area as well. And listen, I'm going to be real with you. That's what I'm supposed to do, right? Keep it real, be honest with you. The C's have got a tall order ahead of them.
Well, if you've been following this story, you certainly have got a lot of questions today. For expert analysis now, we want to bring in NBC security analyst Todd McGee.
They're starting to get some solid leads that they can pursue.
So with that, how do you search an area of this size beyond just the basic sort of answer here? We're talking about an area that is 83% forested. It's about 17 million acres of land. Can you tell us the logistics about the physical manhunt here? How do you determine a search pattern?
Congratulations again, Colton Bradford. In the category of on-air contest radio, the Merit Award goes to Magic 106.7, Morning Magic's Finish the Hootie lyric. Credits go to Morning Magic, the team, David and Sue and Kendra. And in first place, Normal or Not, on Mix 1041 Afternoon Drive with Greg Daniels and Fast Freddy. Credits go to Steve Salhaney.
Hey, this is John Bon Jovi. All of my friends from U2 to Coldplay, from Ed Sheeran, John Mayer, even Dave Matthews have told me, when me and the band come to New England this summer, we have to come and play the legendary Beach House. So, that's exactly what we're gonna do.
Mix 1041 has your chance to win a week-long stay at the Mix Beach House, presented by the Mass Lottery's new Jaws Instant Scratch Game, where Bon Jovi will come play live for you and all your guests. Get qualified with tickets on the 20s every weekday at 9:20, 11:20, 1:20, 3:20, and 6:20. You'll also have your fridge stocked with over $500 in groceries thanks to Shaw's and Star Market. Sponsored by Dunkin' Spiked, Mi Campo Tequila, and Absolute and Ocean Spray Vodka Cranberry Sparkling Cocktail.
You get qualified to come and see us play a very private show on the shore of beautiful Cape Cod.
It's my life! Get all the Beach House details at Mix1041.com.
Congratulations, Mix 1041. All right, let's go to sports. Best Sports Feature Radio. The Merit Award goes to WAMQ Northeast Public Radio. The title, New Challenge for Will Brown, Golden Knights in Return to the College of St. Rose. The credits go to Ian Pickus, News Director. And in first place, WBZ News Radio 1030, Boston E-Foil Flightboarding on the Charles. Credits go to Matt Shearer.
Slow down, squat down, squat down. Oh.
So that was me.
You can do it, man.
And that's Coach Rolando in the Charles River.
Are you ready to have the best time of your life, brother?
He's just your average world-class bodybuilder turned E-Foil instructor.
Sound of fun.
I saw him from the top of the Prue the other day and made it my mission to find him. Turns out he's not that hard to find at all.
I got stopped by the Boston police before because I was too close to a tanker.
That was in Boston Harbor. He learned his lesson. But in my opinion, the Charles River is the real extreme sport.
I will not drink it, by all means, but it's completely safe. I'm here basically Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Never gotten sick? Nope, 100%, no problem at all. I just take a very nice shower when I get home.
or when he gets to his other job because he has taken this thing to work before. And when you're having fun, the rest is smooth sailing.
Very good. Very good. He's kicking ass.
Yeah, that didn't work. From Dryland, I'm Matt Shearer. For more, ask Alexa to play WBZ News Radio on iHeartRadio.
Congratulations, Matt Shearer, WBZ News. All right, in the category of sports feature television, the Merit Award goes to WCVB Channel 5, The Hoyt Family Legacy. Ben Simino, reporter, Dave Monju, photographer, and Alan DeMeo, editor.
Slow down.
And in first place, WBZ for WBZ Trains with the New England Revolution. Credits go to Jacob Wyckoff, Tiffany Chan, Michael Townsend, and Ryan Clark.
All eyes will be on Major League Soccer when the New England Revolution faces Lionel Messi and a star-studded Inter Miami team on home turf.
Inspired by that fighting spirit, Tiffany and I wanted to see if we have what it takes to kick it with the Revs.
Good, Jacob.
Now that our heart rate's up, let's get to some soccer. Some of us may or may not have played growing up.
Where am I supposed to hit it? What part of my foot?
But I was a quick learner.
You're killing this one. You got this one in the back.
Oh, yeah.
Even though the Revs are professional athletes, the coaches personalize each workout to maximize their performance.
Are you ready, Jacob?
Yeah, let's do this.
Find the pass.
If the Revs happen to need a couple more players tonight, we know where they can find them.
Congratulations, WBZ. This is a radio-only category for sports play-by-play. The Merit Award goes to WMEX, 1510 AM, 101.1 FM for Girls Hockey Finals, Notre Dame versus St. Mary's. Credits go to Ben Rabinowitz. And in first place, WEEI for Red Sox Baseball on WEEI, June 24th, 2024. Credits go to Ken Laird, brand manager.
The Red Sox welcoming the Toronto Blue Jays. Sox a season best, 6 over 500. Right-handed hitter Isaiah Kiner-Falefa is in, and Tanner Houck fires a first pitch pass ball for strike one. Here's the pitch. Swinging a drive, high and deep into right field. Springer back. It is gone! David Hamilton goes yard, and it's a new ball game. 6-4 Toronto.
They gave you a run right there with that Durant double, but Hammy jumps all over this fastball.
Swinging a line drive into left center field. This is going to tie the game. Romy delivers. Devers and O'Neill score, and it is 6-6 at Fenway. Swinging a ground ball into right field. That's a base hit. Rafaela being waved home. Springer's throw, not in time. Ball game over. Duran the hero, and the Red Sox win it.
Congratulations, WEEI-FM. All right, let's take a focus on news now. Best Spot News Story Radio. The Merit Award goes to 95.9 WATD for Lady in the Dunes, We Know Her Name. Credits go to Christine James, managing editor. And in first place, WAMQ Northeast Public Radio. The title was It Was Just Survival. Credits to Josh Landis, Berkshire Bureau Chief.
For WAMC, I'm Josh Landis. As allegations of sexual abuse continue to emerge from a private all-girls school in Pittsfield, Massachusetts, former students and staff members are speaking out about an unsafe campus environment where relationships between teachers and children were well known and unchallenged. Whitney says the traditional lines that separate faculty and staff from students were blurred, especially in retrospect.
The teachers were our friends, and there was no separation between that. So it was very normal for us to do private outings with our teachers, and very normal for students to be going into the teachers' apartments on campus.
When reached by WAMC for comment, Miss Hall School head Julia Heaton offered a statement confirming the school is cooperating with authorities and won't comment on ongoing investigations.
Congratulations, WAMQ. In the category of Best News Story Television, the Merit Award goes to NBC 10 Boston for Boston Police Officer Shot. The credits go to James Deering, Kirsten Glavin, Michael Rosenfield, and Laura Cardona. Congratulations. And in first place, Western Mass News for Chicopee Amber Alert. Credits go to Amanda Callahan, Abby Carnevale, Glenn Kittle, Matt White, Andrew Evans, and Bob Hastings.
And we do have team coverage for you. Amanda Callahan and Glenn Kittle both standing by. But first, let's start with Abby Carnevale, who is live at the hotel in East Windsor where that child was dropped off. Abby?
David, like you just mentioned, we are in East Windsor at the Roadway Inn, and you're going to see the front of this hotel plenty of times over the next day, week, and months regarding this case. But I wanted to take you out back because this back parking lot is incredibly significant. It's the spot where David Charbonneau met that little boy that went missing this morning for the very first time. According to Mass State Police, the little boy was in a red Toyota Camry out of Chicopee when the vehicle was stolen with him inside of it. And after a mad dash up and down 91 this morning, the boy's part of this story ends at 9:05 a.m. The hotel's general manager shared their security footage with us, and you can see the stolen Toyota Camry pull into the parking lot. He then proceeds to pull around the back parking lot where the 3-year-old was taken out of the vehicle and left alone while the suspect drove off.
Wow. Congratulations, Western Mass News. Next up, investigative reporting, TV only. The Merit Award goes to WCVB for 5 Investigates, Couples Eviction Battle. Credits Brittany Johnson, Kevin Rothstein, and David Monjo. Congratulations. And in first place, NBC 10 Boston for Black Veterans. Credits Glenn Jones, Jason Solowski, and Lucia Wallenkloss.
We served this country. We raised our hands and said, we will fight.
We met Haywood Fennell at the General Gordon Memorial in Nubian Square. It's a park in the heart of Roxbury that honors all black veterans.
This one is about the Civil War. This one to my left is about the American Revolution. And it goes on down to Afghanistan.
Fennell was stationed in Okinawa during the Vietnam War.
Because a lot of black veterans came back with all kinds of illnesses, particularly around substance abuse, that turned into other things.
28 years ago, when Fennell sought treatment for addiction, he didn't go to the VA for help. He says that's very common for black veterans of his era around Boston.
They won't go to the VA because they don't trust the VA.
And those fears may be justified. Through a public records request, NBC News received over 17 million records from the Department of Veterans Affairs that detail disability claims going back 20 years. Since 2003, black veterans have been denied at a higher rate than white veterans every single year. In July, the Government Accountability Office released a report that detailed similar findings.
Congratulations, NBC 10. Next up, Best Feature Story Radio. The Merit Award goes to WAMQ Northeast Public Radio. The quote is, "It's all downhill. Montague soapbox races return to Turner's Falls in Massachusetts." Congratulations. James Paleolopagus, almost. Yes, James. Thank you. Congratulations. And in first place, Coxon Media, Inside Cape Cod, Big Nick's Ride for the Fallen. Credits go to Mina Green, announcer and interviewer, and Steve McVie, producer.
Nicholas George Exaros, my firstborn son, born February 12, 1988, born and raised here on Cape Cod. And then on September 11th, when we were attacked, he was 12, and he said, "Dad, I'm going to fight for my country." I remember that moment. And he said, "I'm going to be a Marine." And then he volunteered to go to Afghanistan.
Right.
And we knew that was going to be bad.
It was a really bad situation.
It was summer of 2009. It's called Summer of Decision. President Obama decided to send 12,000 Marines to Afghanistan at once. It's called a MEB. It's only happened once since Vietnam. And they all went, and that first month of July was horrible. And we lost Nick on July 23rd.
And you have turned that tragedy into something wonderful.
We have, and it
because he deserves to be remembered and honored for all that he did.
He's a hero. He's a hero, and so is all the others.
Absolutely.
You know, and that's what makes this ride special. It's Big Nick's Ride for the Fallen, all the fallen. We have their families in Jeeps in the front, Gold Star Jeeps, and then 1,000 motorcycles from all over the world.
Yes.
Congratulations, Coxon Media. In the category of Best Feature Story Television, the Merit Award goes to NBC 10 Boston, People of the First Light. Credits Dan Farragon, photographer and producer. Congratulations. And in first place, WCVB, Lost in a World of Dementia. 95-year-old remembers every note. Credits Matt Reed, Justin Haynes, and Sean Connor.
In a world full of strangers, the notes are familiar friends. Dementia has robbed 95-year-old Elaine Labar of nearly all her memories. But the music that Elaine's been playing her entire life,
that's my favorite chord.
And taught to thousands of students as a high school music teacher,
I'm bad for a total memory.
has proven too strong for this disease.
My mother has no short-term memory. 5 minutes ago is gone. But when she sees the piano, she will automatically go over to it and start playing.
You will often see with an Alzheimer's patient who can't repeat back a sentence you read 10 seconds later, can sing all the lyrics of a song perfectly that they loved when they were a teenager. That's the beauty of music, is that it never goes away. One thing we'll always have, no matter what happens to our brains, is music.
She's a lost little old lady until you sit her down at a piano. If she didn't have a piano, she would be a lost little old lady 24 hours a day. And that's all anyone would ever see of her. So find a given person's piano.
In Buzzards Bay, Matt Reed.
What's it called? Claire de Lune.
WCVB News Center 5.
Congratulations, WCVB. For Best Meteorologist, TV only category, the merit goes to 22 News, Brian Lapis. And in first place, NBC 10 Boston's Tevin Wooten.
Almost very definitive, at the very least, the broad rotation going on right now. Again, Cheshire and Hillsborough County in New Hampshire in a tornado warning until 3:15. Another 16 minutes until perhaps a new tornado warning may come in, or at the very least, some sort of severe thunderstorm may overtake. And you can actually make out, so the severe thunderstorm warning was issued first. That's in yellow. And very quickly, this spun up, which is why the tornado warning storm is now issued. And that is for the polygon of the locations in this block in pink.
Right. I think we've got a very nice stretch of weather returning after 3 long, miserable days of drizzle.
How did we do it?
How did we do it? How did we make it through first world problems, right? In fact, nice weather is on the way. Still staying cool, though, but the general trend is not only are we in the mid-60s for much of the week, that's due to an onshore breeze. Look what happens once we hit the other side of the weekend. Now, not only do we have warmer air, warmer than normal, by the way, normal being about 69 to 70 degrees for this time of year. Next Monday, some of the guidance has us in the mid to upper 70s. Beautiful conditions on the way. And yes, this will be rain-free. This, the jury is still out on, and I'll talk more about why we still have a slight chance for showers on Friday and Saturday.
Congratulations. In the TV-only category of Best Photographer, the Merit Award goes to 22 News' Mike Hooley. In first place, WCVB TV, David Manju.
Looking for sharks in the Atlantic on one of two new wave runners. The beach is packed and swimmers are in the water. But this isn't Cape Cod, Massachusetts, it's Long Island, New York, a place soaked in shark stories this month.
Need to respond for a 10-9 shark attack. Rescue's been notified.
There have been 5 reported shark bites in just 2 days this month. Last summer, this area experienced 8 shark bites. This summer, the state has launched a massive effort to try and spot sharks close to shore to keep swimmers safe. Carrie Epstein is a lifeguarding supervisor at Jones Beach State Park.
Humans are not on the menu for sharks, but the sharks are eating and swimming through large pools of bait and bunker fish.
Congratulations, WCVB. In the TV-only category for Top Newscast, the merit goes to NBC 10, the 6 p.m. Super Tuesday newscasts. And in first place, Western Mass News for News at Noon.
Yeah, that's right, Amanda. We're right here on Exchange Street in Chicopee. That's where that 2021 red Toyota Camry was stolen with the 3-year-old inside. Now, take a look at this video. This is the scene when our Western Mass News crews arrived just shortly after 9:30. You can see that multiple state and local police cruisers flooding the scene where this car was stolen. We also caught a glimpse of the Chicopee police questioning what appeared to be a family who lived in the building in front of where the car was stolen. We spoke with some folks who lived around the area who were shocked to hear the events that unfolded just minutes away from where they lived.
That's horrible. That poor child's gonna have PTSD. That person that stole that car, these things need to stop.
There's state police troopers everywhere. So I'm like, oh, it must be another break-in or something like that. And I hear it's a child abduction. So immediately having children, it's just my stomach turned immediately. It just became like a instant, like, want to throw up type feeling.
Congratulations, Western Mass News. For excellence in sound, this is a radio-only category. The Merit Award goes to 95.9 WATD for Boston Tea Party. Credits Dan McCready, WATD News. And in first place, Magic 106.7 for Activate Audio for better results when you advertise. Credits go to Joe Cortez, Production Director.
Did you know that your brain is actually blind? But when you hear it, you can actually taste, smell, and see it. Oh, hang on. Let me heat that up for you. You need something on your stomach if you're going to be moving this fast. If you don't do this every day, you'll feel the pain of this. Ooh, sorry about that. The smell of this will make you feel better. Have you met them? They get thirsty just like you do. When you hear them,
hey, yo, hold up!
You can see them.
Can I persuade you to take a sandwich with you, sir?
Roll up the window. It's gonna rain. Don't get your radio wet. You're gonna need it. Activate Audio to drive better results when you advertise with Odyssey Boston.
Congratulations, Magic 106.7's Joe Cortez. Our next category is recurring segment. We'll start with radio. The Merit Award goes to Mix 1041, Normal or Not on Mix 1041, Afternoon Drive with Greg Daniels and Fast Freddy. Credits Steve Salhaney. And in first place, 95.9 WATD for Newsmakers. Credits to Christine James, Managing Editor.
That's right, Larry. I am here in our talk studio. We have a very special guest in the house today, Massachusetts Governor Maura Healey.
It's great to be with you, Christine. Thanks for having me.
You just came from Carver, and you were at the middle school, and this was part of an initiative that your administration is bringing that has to do with education and some of our youngest citizens.
I was at Carver Middle High School today to announce that we are expanding a program that we have. It's called Innovation Career Pathways, and these are basically programs in high school that allow students to learn in the classroom in areas that are also where they can get internships while they're going to school. So it's very much like work-based learning, applied learning.
Congratulations, 95.9 WATD. For recurring segment television, the Merit Award goes to Boston 25 for Boston 25 Gets Real, Kids, and Mental Health. Credits go to Kerry Kavanaugh and Christine Swartz. And in first place, NBC 10 Boston for Sneaker City from the Ground Up. Credits go to Glenn Jones, Ray Fichetti, Kyle Dubriel, Dan Farragon, Aaron Strader, Jason Solowski. Not bad on those, okay. Here we go.
The tunnels of basketball arenas are now as influential as the runways of Paris. Players take it seriously, from the ground up.
It is something that they think about. It's something that they talk about amongst each other. It's a common question of who has the best fashion, who's got the best shoes.
What do we look at in the tunnel? From the floor to the ceiling.
Brandon Williams is an NBA stylist.
It comes from the shoes to the head.
Tunnel walks can drive sales.
Absolutely. Tunnel walks have 1,000% changed the landscape economics of fashion. Oxford, Drew Holiday. So XL. Yes, sir. So I XL in this.
Brandon arrived from LA this morning.
Is there a 46 in these?
Less than 48 hours to outfit Drew Holiday, an NBA All-Star new to the Celtics this season. A lot of eyes on his client.
Congratulations. For Best Digital Media, Radio, the Merit Award goes to MyFM 101.3, Playing Ball with MyFM Sports. Credits go to John Wilbur, Sports Director. And in first place, WBZ News Radio. Credits Jay Borsell, News Director.
It's actually easy to find something cool in Rockport about half of the year.
Winters, kind of.
The other half, it kind of feels like you're in a boat that's not in the water yet. Even the sweatshops are closed. That's what that means, right? But even still, it's absolutely dripping with fine art and street art. And I pretty much got the whole place to myself, so that's kind of cool. Plus, a few places were actually open, although not all of them predicted my arrival. Hello? What'd you just say?
All the other girls are like, there he is, he needs to come in. I've never seen you before.
Hi.
No offense, but I don't watch TV very much. I'm fine.
Are you crying?
No, I've been shaking ever since you, oh my God, stop. I just think you're really cool.
But not nearly as cool as this one other guy whose name kept coming up.
Carson. Carson's such a sweetheart.
If you meet Carson, congrats. You met the best person on earth.
So, I did.
I'm back. Carson, what's up, buddy? I'm doing fantastic. How are you? My name is Carson Riley. Everyone knows me about the unofficial mayor of Rockport.
So who better to take me on a tour?
I'm so excited.
Hello from Rockport.
Congratulations. In the category of digital media television, the Merit Award goes to NBC 10 Boston for Canton Confidential, the Karen Reed murder trial. The credits go to the entire team, led by Mark Fournier, VP Digital. And in first place, 22 News, WWLP.com, Toys for Tots.
Speaking of, earlier today, a local electrical union came by to drop off some toys. And Alana and Ciara, you've got more of the electrifying details in the studio.
Yeah, Brian, that's right. The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers was here today to drop off some of those bikes Brian was talking about. An instructor came with a few of his students. He says he challenged them only 2 weeks ago to raise money for the bikes and was astonished by what they accomplished. Chris Palak said that he was inspired by the memory of longtime 22 News reporter Cy Becker, who sadly died in October.
To be honest, with Cy Becker's passing, I saw a little story on it this fall, and I remembered that he really enjoyed the bikes, and I remembered talking with him about it, and it was time to do this in honor of his memory as well.
Congratulations. For Best Public Service Announcement Radio, the Merit Award goes to Coxon Media for Women's History Month. Credits to Lori Lawson, Julie Wheeler, and Paul Thoreau. And in first place, 97.7 ACK-FM for Summer Bike Safety Promo. Credits go to Doug Risher, Operations Director.
Hey Nantucket, summer's here and our island is buzzing with life. Whether you're cycling to the beach, the market, or around town, let's talk bike safety. Here are some quick tips for a smooth ride. Wear your helmet. It's your best defense. Stay visible with bright clothing and lights. Follow the rules by stopping at signs, signal turns, and remembering to ride with traffic. Stay alert and watch for cars, pedestrians, and other cyclists. Always use bike paths or lanes when possible and ride single file on narrow roads. And drivers, slow down. Remember, you're on island time. Let's make this summer safe and fun for everyone. Respect each other, share the road, and enjoy the ride. Bike safety starts with you. This message is brought to you by True Island Radio, 97.7 ACK-FM. Ride safe, Nantucket.
Fantastic. All right, congratulations, everyone. We're going to shift gears for just a moment, and we're going to turn to a very important award. It's called the We Are Broadcasters Award. Now, this highlights a unique event or a program produced and promoted by a station that highlights the station's connection to the community. Programs may be community-oriented, charitable, a one-time occurrence, or an annual event. Being local is the key. So please help the MBA and the NAB, I see you, Curtis, magnify your great work by utilizing the hashtag #WeAreBroadcasters throughout the year. We will play clips from both the merit and the first place winners in both radio and television, so please hold your applause until after the clip plays. For hashtag #WeAreBroadcasters Radio, the Merit Award goes to 95.9 WATD for Veterans Drive-Thru. Credit Dan McCready, WATD News. Here's the clip.
4 years of doing this, and Wolfie came on the air a while ago and talked about delivering to those that can't make it and just give them the address. Well, lo and behold, don't I get a call about 9 o'clock with a new address to deliver to. It's under a bridge. This gentleman lives under a bridge, and I was asked by someone that knows him if I could bring some food to him. How could I not? Imagine living under a bridge. What's that day-to-day like?
People have their pets, and their pets need to be fed, and a lot of times if they can't afford regular food, the pets are going to suffer also. So it's good that we have pet food for them.
We actually need the companies that to make a corner, call it the WATD Wolfie Corner on a pallet, and every time there's a can that's scratched or you have too much of a good thing and you can't sell it, or something that isn't, you need to get rid of, put it in that pallet, and we'll pick that up once a month or once a week with the Disaster Aid USA trailer, because we really need some food. This is 10,000 pounds of food gone by noontime.
Congratulations, WATD. And in first place, Rock 102 for Rock 102's Mayflower Marathon Food Drive 30th anniversary. Credits go to Alex Byrne, Aaron Bueller, Mike Baxendale, and Steve Nagel.
earlier with Bax and Nagel.
Last year, when we raised $179,000, we thought we did a pretty doggone good job. What Springfield has done, it's unbelievable. This is an unofficial total because what happens tonight at the Thunderbirds game is going to put this even over the top. We are now at $217,354. And 61 cents. Let's not forget that. Nicole Lucier is here with us from the Open Pantry. How does that sound to you?
It just makes you want to cry. The community has been so amazing. The people we've met that come in and donate a little bit or a lot, it makes your heart melt.
We appreciate your volunteerism and everything you guys do for the community. On behalf of everyone here at Rock 102, all of our sponsors, all the volunteers, everyone that pitched in and made this the greatest Mayflower Marathon we've ever done.
I'm so proud to be part of this community.
This is the greatest Mayflower Marathon we've ever had. Yeah. And don't forget, you can still donate online at rock102.com. That PayPal account is going to be up throughout the weekend. On behalf of Steve and everybody here at Rock 102, have a great, safe Thanksgiving.
It's the Mayflower Marathon with Bax and Nagel on Rock 102.
Congratulations, Rock 102. In the category of We Are Broadcasters Television, the Merit Award goes to 22 News for Toys for Tots. Credits to the 22 News staff.
It's the last day of this year's Toys for Tots, and we'll tell you about the impact your donations are making. And get an insider's look at the Toys for Tots warehouse to see how it all gets done. Plus, Toys for Tots helps local families with more than 37,000 kids in our area getting gifts because of you. Mass Appeal starts right now. Live from the 22 News studios, this is Mass Appeal, the local show all about you and our area. Here are your hosts, Patrick Berry and Kayla Heavey.
Good morning, everyone. It is Monday, December 11th. 22 News Storm Team meteorologist Chris Bazakis is joining me this morning. It's a sad day here at Mass Appeal and at 22 News.
It's the final day of Toys for Tots.
It is, but Chris, I have to tell you, this year's Toys for Tots has been overwhelming.
It has. We've gotten so many great toys. We've gotten so many new bikes over the weekend, and just the generosity of our community is just amazing.
Congratulations, guys. And in first place, WCVB TV for the Boston Marathon. Credits go to WCVB News staff.
You know what? This race is far from over. There are so many people on that pavement right now, running through a warm temperature with their own stories, their own dreams, their own hopes for this Boston Marathon here, going from Hopkinton to right here, the goal, the finish line here on Boston.
The start line in Hopkinton, the marathon is underway. The champions have been crowned, and the rest of the field is beginning to finish. Another brilliant run of the Boston Marathon. The champions, a repeat champion, and victors from start to finish. You're watching the Boston Marathon.
Congratulations to our We Are Broadcasters radio and television winners. Our next award has the perfect name, the Above and Beyond Award. This honor goes to a person at your station who never asks for applause, but they so deserve it. This is for that colleague who always goes the extra mile all the time. This year, we have both a merit and a first place winner in the Above and Beyond category. Our merit winner was described as, quote, one of the hardest working people I've ever known. His nominator says, from covering on-air shifts to assisting in production to working station events and fixing issues in this building, this person simply gets the job done. This year, our winner took on the role of filling in for our station's full-time promotions director while she was on maternity leave, and still managed to complete his full-time job as program director. But wait, there's more. He even managed to pull a morning drive fill-in shift for a couple of weeks. Please join me in putting your hands together for Rock 102 and Laser 99.3's Alex Byrne. And here's another great story. The person who nominated our Above and Beyond Award first place winner told us that this person has lots of skills beyond broadcasting. You see, he was working on a Saturday, training a recent hire, when he discovered water pouring down from the AC unit near the engineering room. So he sprang into action, making sure there wasn't the kind of damage that would affect the station's ability to stay on the air. He then spent hours assisting facilities staff to find the issue, to fix it, and clean it up. Nominator Chris Duggan wrote, quote, "This man is always willing to lend a helping hand and isn't afraid to get his hands dirty. You just have to respect a leader like that." Please join me in applause for our 2024 Above and Beyond winner, Odyssey Springfield Senior Vice President, Marketing Manager, Craig Swim. Congratulations to both of our Above and Beyond winners, Alex Byrne and Craig Swim. Now, we've got some big awards, our final 4 station awards. These are Station of the Year awards. While all of our radio and television broadcasters in Massachusetts strive for excellence, these 4 stations stood out to our judges in Virginia. In the category of Station of the Year Radio, the Merit Award goes to 95.9 WATD.
For nearly 50 years, the South Shore has turned to one station for all things local. 95.9 WATD is your station, covering the things that connect us all. From news, weather, and traffic to local sports, community events, and more. WATD plugs you into everything going on in your backyard. Nationally recognized for its broadcasting excellence, WATD brings big market quality radio to southeastern Mass. As you make your way home, turn your radio dial to 95.9 WATD, the South Shore's radio station, your radio station.
Congratulations to Ed Perry and WATD, a legend. All right. And now it is my honor to announce the Massachusetts Radio Station of the Year, Mix 104.1.
I love Mix 104.1. So, what makes a Station of the Year? It's not just a #1 rated morning show in their 16th year.
You guys are so relatable. I actually care about their lives, and I like listening to them and hearing what's going on in their lives.
This is Carson and Kennedy.
Why do you want me to look bad?
Because it'd be funny. Why do we do pretty much anything on this show? So one of us gets laughed at. I'm pretty sure that's what the whole goal is.
It's our world famous once in a lifetime promotions.
I want to win the Mix Beach House.
Oh, by the way, we are giving away the Mixed Beach House. It's a week-long stay on Cape Cod with a live performance from Bon Jovi. I should set that up.
Hello.
Good morning.
Carson?
Yes?
Hi.
Hi.
Is it you? Oh my God.
Congratulations, you won the Mixed
And always giving back to our community.
It's Carson and Kennedy, and for our 10,000 toys for girls and boys, you guys came through again. I think 10,850 is the number, Kennedy.
It's up there, and I'm just so appreciative. We could not have done it without you. Every year you show up and you show out, and we have the best, most kind listeners on the earth.
The Massachusetts Broadcasting Association's Station of the Year.
Mix 104.1! Woo!
Please join me in a round of applause for 95.9 WATD and Mix 104.1. All right, and now it's TV's turn for Station of the Year Television. The Merit Award proudly goes to Western Mass News.
I'm living my best life. I'm gonna shine, taking one step at a time. I'm living my best life. I'm gonna fly from the darkness and into the light. And I'm living my best life. I'm living my best life. I'm living my best life, best life. Yeah, I'm living my best life, best life. Yeah, I'm living my best life, best life. Yeah, I'm living my best life, life. Yeah, I'm living my best life, best life. Yeah, I'm living my.
Congratulations to Western Mass News. And now, the 2024 Massachusetts Television Station of the Year, WCVB Channel 5.
Moments of tragedy?
There is terror and tragedy and still an all-out search for that suspect tonight.
Moments of conflict.
Police officers just started moving in just moments ago.
Moments of joy and celebration.
Jason Tatum with the trophy.
Our region has been through it all over the past year, and through it all, WCVB has made its commitment clear to those we serve as Boston's news and community leader.
On air and on digital, we've kept our audience connected and safe.
It will maintain that Category 1 hurricane strength.
Sharing stories that matter.
Thousands of rape kits had never been tested in Massachusetts.
Stories with meaning.
Behind me is my memories. In front of me is my dreams.
And impact.
Just to be aware of who you let into your home.
Stories that touch all of us.
Sometimes getting in the water can make that disability, in a sense, disappear.
And coverage that truly reflects this place we call home.
Please join me in congratulating Western Massachusetts News and WCVB Channel 5. Congratulations, everyone. All right. This is our final award, and it is the very big one. Congratulations to all of our Soundbite Awards winners, and thank you, everyone, for attending this year and for being part of this competition. There is one award, and that is the Broadcaster of the Year Award. Our winner this year joins a list of amazing broadcasters, owners, managers, on-air talent who have dedicated their careers to the art of radio and television broadcasting. What makes this award truly unique is that one must be nominated by their peers. To introduce the video highlighting Joe Castiglione's career, please give a warm welcome to Odyssey Boston Senior Vice President and Market Manager, Mike Thomas.
Doesn't Candy do a great job? "42 years. Sit back, I got a lot to say. It really comes down to 4 words. By the way, congratulations to all of my Odyssey colleagues on all the awards tonight. Congrats here at the first 3 tables. Fantastic work. It really comes down to 4 words for Joe. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? 4 words that are forever part of Red Sox history, they're part of baseball history, and they're forever part of sports history. Joe Castiglione has provided the soundtrack of summer for 42 seasons. Now, he's been in the booth for some really bad seasons. He's been in the booth for some heartbreaking seasons. And then, of course, he's been there for the absolute best seasons, calling 4 World Series championships. He was inducted into the Red Sox Hall of Fame, the the same year as his friends Roger Clemens, Pedro Martinez, and Nomar Garciaparra in the summer of 2014. And then you fast forward to just a couple of summers ago, we were on the field pregame as Joe was honored for 40 years with the Red Sox and calling Red Sox baseball. And once again, his friend Roger Clemens was there and awarded him the plaque for the WEEI Joe Castiglione broadcast booth, and that will always hang outside that booth. And then just this past summer, me, Mark Hannon, Ken Laird, Joe and his wife Jan, and grandkids, Tilla and Anna, you guys were there, and Kate, you were there. Joe had a lot of his family. We took a road trip to Cooperstown. We didn't all ride together. And Joe was honored and was welcomed into the Baseball Hall of Fame, winning the Ford C. Frick Award just a few months ago. The Ford C. Frick Award is given for commitment to excellence, quality of broadcast, and major contributions to baseball. And now this is where all of us in the room get goosebumps. If you'll turn your attention to the video screen, you will see some of the best Red Sox moments, all of them called by Joe Castiglione.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Fenway Park. He kicks and delivers. Swung on and missed. Strike three. Roger Clemens ties his own Major League strikeout record with number 20. Swung and there's a drive to right field. Deep down the line. Way back. It is gone. A grand slam, and the Red Sox have won it on a no-run grand slam in the ninth inning. 3-2 pitch. Here it is. Swung on and missed. He got it. Pedro winds and deals. Swing and a miss, strike three. Pedro Martinez finds the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike three. The Red Sox have won it. They charge the mound, and Pedro Martinez, the best pitcher in baseball. Vera to the set. He goes. The pitch taken outside. Here's the throw. Roberts dives, and he is safe. Stolen base, Dave Roberts tying run at second base. 1-0 pitch. Swinging a ground ball to second base. Pokey Reese has it. He throws to first, and the Red Sox have won the American League pennant. In the 104 years of the Boston Red Sox, this is the most important of them all. Swinging a ground ball, stabbed by Polk. He has it. He underhands to first, and the Boston Red Sox are the world champions. For the first time in 86 years, the Red Sox have won Baseball World Championship. Can you believe it? There's a fly ball, right center field deep, back by the bullpen, and David Ortiz has set a Red Sox record with his 51st home run of the season. Two kicks, the 1-2 pitch. Turned is in there, strike three, a no-hitter. 23-year-old Clay Buchholz has no-hit the Baltimore Orioles. The pitch. Swing and a miss. It's over. The Red Sox have swept the Colorado Rockies. The Red Sox are the world champions of baseball for 2007. It's the pitch. Swing and a miss. No-hitter. John Lester has no-hit the Kansas City Royals. He's being picked off the ground by Jason Varitek. There's a drive to right field deep. Way back it goes. Number 500, David Ortiz. Line drive left field, Benintendi coming on, dives, and did he make the catch? He did! He got it! The Red Sox win. I just went head over heels in my chair. Just fell down. Sale winds, he fires. Swing and a miss, strike three, it's over. The Red Sox have won the World Championship.
Ladies and gentlemen, your 2024 Massachusetts Broadcasters Association Broadcaster of the Year and all-around great person, Joe Castiglione. I'll just set this here, okay? There you go.
Thank you. Thank you, Mike. And thank you, everybody. Congratulations. Congratulations to all the award winners, and we're very happy for all of you. This has just been an unbelievable year for me. First, the Ford C. Frick Award from the Hall of Fame, then a retirement ceremony the last day of the season, and now this wonderful award in my home state from the Massachusetts Broadcasters Association. As I used to say on my DJ days, and as we say when the Red Sox rally, the hits just keep on coming. Yeah, I'm from Connecticut, as probably many of you know, but I first came to the Bay State to work when I was 20 years old in the summer of 1967 at a little radio station, I think it's now defunct, in Westfield, Massachusetts, WDEW. It was between my junior and senior years at Colgate University. I was hired to be the news director, which also meant doing a talk show and being the Sunday afternoon disc jockey. It was also the year of the impossible dream, maybe the most important year, at least 2004 in Red Sox history, when they won the American League pennant, going from ninth place to the American League Championship. Unfortunately, our station carried a last place team, their games that summer. The last place team was the New York Yankees. But it was where I got my first baseball experience, actually. We did two broadcasts, the Western Mass Championship when Westfield beat Holyoke at Mackenzie Field, and then we did the Westfield Championship game beating Somerville on Cape Cod a week later. Those are the only baseball games I ever actually broadcast, except the ones I did make-believe in my backyard, till my first Major League game, which was at Fenway Park in 1979 with the Cleveland Indians when we played the Boston Red Sox, and that turned out to be an omen of what was to come. After my days at Westfield and went on to work in New Haven and also Syracuse, Youngstown, Ohio, I went to Cleveland where I got my first TV experience, TV anchoring, but we also had to do so many other things, including working the all-night news desk, which meant calling out news crews when big events happened, and also reading the sign-off and sign-on news. The sign-off news overslide at 2 a.m., the sign-on news at 5 a.m., and soon TV stations realized that they could make a fortune with real live news in the early morning. But that's how we did it in those days, and I was able to make some great friendships there and follow in the path of my mentor, Ken Coleman, who, like me, was a native of New England, went to Cleveland to work, and then came back to Boston as voice of the Red Sox, Harvard football, and many other great sports games that Ken covered. I worked with Ken's son, the late Casey Coleman, in Cleveland TV, and at that particular time, the end of the 1982 season, John Miller was leaving Ken to go to Baltimore as their main voice. Casey told his dad about me, and Ken recommended me. The rights fees were changing to Campbell Sports Network, and with Ken's influence, I was hired by the late Jack Campbell and Jane Day. Jane was the best boss anyone could have ever had, and that started my 42-year career with the Red Sox. There have been so many great thrills over that period of time, the 42 years. 4 World Series rings, a pennant ring, 5 World Series to broadcast, and so many other great thrills which you saw here tonight. How do you last 42 years? Well, first of all, you're blessed with good health, and you're blessed with being in the right place at the right time, and in my case, having a very good ball club to cover for most of those years. How do you live through 3 rights holders, Campbell Sports Network, American Radio, the late Steve Dodge, and of course Jason Wolf, who's here tonight, and Brad Murray, who's here tonight, and the Intercom Odyssey Group with Mark Hannon and Mike Thomas, Ken Laird, and the others who have supported me so well over the years. Well, I think there are several things that go into it. First of all, a very supportive family. My wife, Jan, 2 of my granddaughters are here, Tila and Anna, and my daughter, Kate. My son, Duke, was supposed to be here tonight, but the Celtics went to the White House, and he was there covering. and he interviewed Senator Ed Markey. And his mom and I were very proud to watch him do his stand-up from the White House lawn at 4 o'clock this afternoon, and I guess he was on several other times after we arrived here. So that was really a great thrill for us. But family certainly has been so supportive. So many other things go into it. Being part of a community, I think, and in my case, Ken Coleman introduced me to the Jimmy Fund of the Dana-Farber Cancer Institute, and I was on their staff for 30 years, still volunteer, with fundraising, check presentations, public relations type events, and it's been a labor of love for me to be a part of that great organization. Also teaching at Northeastern, which I did for 29 years, and had some great students. Don Orsillo, of course, was here with the Red Sox and now in San Diego. The Reverend Leslie Sterling, first female, first African-American public address announcer in the American League, who's now an Episcopal priest. Olympic hockey star Kendall Coyne, and many other students who just wanted an easy grade. They didn't have to write papers, just talk. But there are so many other things that go into it. I think you have to play the game with sales. We all know that, right? Be cooperative. We're all in this together, and I think the final analysis is we all benefit when we get along and help one another. And staying out of office politics, that'll keep you going for a while, and that includes not trying to manage the ball game from the booth. Leave it to the manager and the general manager to do that. And those, I think, are such important factors. And of course, maybe the biggest factor of all, keep your price tag in line. Don't get so high up there that somebody comes along and says, oh, this is an easy way to cut. But it's really been a blessing to be able to do Red Sox baseball for so many years, to bring it to the great fans of New England. And I think the most important factor, even more than sales and price, is keeping and then earning and keeping the trust of the listener. They have to believe in you. You have to have your credibility. That means you have to report honestly whether the team is winning the World Series or finishing in last place. And I think all of those things have helped sustain me over the years. And of course, the love of the game and the love of what I do and the wonderful people I've worked with who supported me over the years have been instrumental in this longevity. I will still be around. I'm not going to be doing every game, but the Red Sox are keeping me on as an ambassador. A good friend of mine, Curt Smith, who was a presidential speechwriter and wrote the book on baseball broadcasters, the history of it, told me once, he said, in most cases, ambassadors are called ambassadors because they made big contributions to politicians. Well, I can assure you I didn't do that. But I'm looking forward to that, whether it's glad-handing clients or sitting in the luxury box or the Red Sox Legends box with fans, maybe do an occasional broadcast. I will still be around, and I want to thank you so much for your support. And this is just another wonderful honor, one of the greatest I've ever had. Thank you so much, my fellow broadcasters.
Please join me while he takes his pictures over here with a rousing applause for Joe Castiglione, the 2024 Massachusetts Broadcasters Association Broadcaster of the Year. Well, everybody, 9 o'clock on the dot. That's our show. Don't forget to use the hashtag SoundBites2024. Drive safely, and happy Thanksgiving, everyone.